Welcome back to Creators Tech. I'm LL Mel, and today we're going to be looking at a hair light that's not really meant to be a hair light. This is the OHiHi Pinspot Spotlight. A special thanks to OHiHi for sending this review unit. We will be giving this honest and unbiased review of this light, and although originally this is meant to be a DJ light for on-stage lighting, we're going to be using it as our home kicker light, or otherwise known as a hair light. It's not going to break your budget. You're not going to have to spend hundreds of dollars, so you can elevate your production standards just a little bit more. All right, now let's take a look at some of the OHiHi Pinspot Spotlight's features. It's a corded 18-watt LED Pinspot spotlight. It has 16 colors, 3 modes: breath, strobe, and static color. At the whitest light, it has a 4000 Kelvin color temperature. It has 4 additional color cards so that you can have bicolor. So half color on one side of the circle and another color on the other half of the circle. And it has adjustable brightness, adjustable zoom, and it has an advertised 8,000 hours of total lifespan. It has a nice plastic body, and it comes in very compact at under 1 pound. It has a remote control that's included, and it retails at a very budget-friendly $35 as of the time of this recording. Now you might be wondering, why do I want a spotlight made for DJs as my hair light? Couldn't I just get another light? Well, I was thinking about this as well, and some of the lights that I have looked at that function as RGB lights to kind of help accent you, a lot of those have a tendency to just be floodlights. They flood the whole room. There's not really much control over where they're going to be focused into. So I know that once you get into the upper tier of lighting for video cameras, then you have more control where you have abilities to block off the light and focus it right on the subject that you want it on. So what I was trying to think about was, how can I focus this hair light on just me without it spilling onto the rest of my background, and in turn making the scene look unlike what I want it to look, because I want to have more control over what is being produced for you to see. And so after doing much research, a few weeks worth of research on lights, I started thinking about doing a DIY light, buying a floodlight and maybe adding some barn doors made out of cardboard or something like that. And once I started thinking about it, that's not exactly what I was looking for. What I was looking for was for something that was going to be more compact, more subtle in my streaming setup here at my desk, and something that was going to be a little bit more permanent. So I definitely did not want to have anything that was battery operated, because then I would have to be going up to the ceiling area where I'm going to install my light and have to replace the battery every so often. So I wanted to have something that was just going to be available at a click of a button and always plugged in. And that's when I somewhat stumbled into these DJ lights. This is not meant to be a light for video. This is meant to be a light for nightclubs, for DJs to use for parties, and some people sometimes use them for accenting walls or decorating with light outdoors. However, I thought to myself, well, it might work for video. After all, when we're dealing with just a hair light or an accent light that's going to be colored, I don't really need a really high color rendering index for this light, the CRI index that a lot of people refer to when working on video. I wanted something to be colorful, something that was going to help with my videos. Now, as of this moment, I'm going to go ahead and start some of these different effects so that you can get an idea as to what kind of lights this, what kind of colors this light has. So I'm going to just leave it there, and that way you can choose for yourself, decide for yourself if you like the way this looks as a possible hair light and kicker, just depending on how you position it. Now currently I have it about 14 feet away from my sitting position here at my desk, and it's on the other side of my room, directed straight at my shoulder and neck area, and it's gonna fall off and kind of fill the outline of my shoulder area, maybe a little bit here on my face and a little bit here on my hair. It's just gonna depend on where the camera is positioned, where you as the viewer are gonna be able to see the light bouncing off of me at different angles. So this light has a advertised capability of reaching up to 32 feet, and it is a zoomable light. Now what does that mean? Well, the zoomable feature on it means that you can make the spotlight smaller or bigger. That depends on how far away you are, and it also depends on whether or not you have it zoomed in or zoomed out. So in a minimum zoom spot diameter, now I'm looking off screen here because I'm looking at the numbers, you at the distance of 3 feet, it creates a circle of about 5.5 inches. Now that goes all the way up to 55 inches once you are 32 feet away from the subject. Now at the maximum zoom spot diameter, at 3 feet, it reaches a circle of about 21 inches in diameter. If you're 32 feet away, it reaches a circle of about 216 inches in diameter. So as you can just tell from that, you can understand that this is quite a versatile light, and you have quite a lot of options when it comes to how much you want to pinpoint it on your subject. Now I'm using it in this particular case as a talking head accent light. I'm accenting myself, but you can use it for a number of things. You can use it for product videos, like if I wanted to accent this microphone, for example. You could use it for, who knows, there's probably an infinite number of possibilities as to what you can use it for. This was just something that I stumbled upon, and I so far have been very pleasantly surprised by the quality of this light. Now I do have to say, as far as the body goes, it is just a PVC plastic body, nothing special. But considering that you're probably just going to go ahead and set it up once and just leave it there and not really move it, if you're going to be using it like I am, then that's not a problem, because you don't require it to be heavy duty for lugging around and using on multiple shots or sets. Now if you're going to be using it in that fashion, it's probably going to work fine, but just keep in mind that it doesn't have the most robust build quality of, let's say, something you would get that's made out of aluminum metal, for example. But for this particular purpose, at this particular budget, I don't think it can be beat. I did weeks of research on this, and this is finally what I came to. And when OHiHi was kind enough to go ahead and send me a review unit, I decided to use it for this purpose. And quite honestly, I think everybody's going to be in for quite the surprise if they start using these lights for this purpose. And you let me know what you think of this OHiHi Pinspot Spotlight for video purposes, for creative purposes. Me personally, I give it a thumbs up. I really am having a good time. It's easy to use and it's fun, and it comes across on camera as allowing me to have a higher production quality for you and for the rest of the audience. Thank you very much for watching. I had a lot of fun doing this review video for you. Until next time, I'm LL Mel, and you are watching Creators Tech. Technology for creators.